I'd like to start by reading a comic that I found. To add decimals, I pretend I'm a top sergeant and say, "All right, you decimal points, line up." "Yes, sir." And right here's the key visual that we need to create. See these smiley faces? These smiley faces line up just like our decimal points need to. And this is crucial, as the comic said, in adding decimals. Let's take a look at our first problem. We have 4 3/10 plus 2 67/100. First thing we need to look at is estimating. So our estimate, 4 3/10 is close to 4, and 2 67/100, pretty close to 3. Again, our estimate, we're just trying to find something simple that we can work with to give us an idea about how big our answer is. 4 plus 3 is 7, so our estimate is 7. Now, first, let's take a look at the question here in blue, and then look at the question in purple. One of these is the correct answer, or the correct setup for the question. The other is incorrect. Now, remember the comic that we need to line up those decimal points, pretend you're that sergeant. So if we look here at the blue, we have a problem. Our numbers look lined up pretty well, but our decimal points are not. Therefore, that is not the proper way to do it. So let's look over at this other question. Our decimals are lined up. We can bring our decimal down for the answer. Now here we have an empty spot, so we're going to fill that with a 0. Then we can just go ahead and subtract, or add. 0 plus 7 is 7. We have 3 plus 6 is 9. And 4 plus 2 is 6. Now we compare that to our estimate, and everything looks pretty good. We get 6 97/100 is practically the 7 that we got as our estimate. Let's look at our second question here. We have 43 3/10 plus 3 79/100. 45. We're going to call that 45. And 3 79/100. That's like 4. 45 plus 4 is 49. So that'll be our estimate. Now we can come down here and take a look at these questions. Now again, one of these is properly written and the other is not. Think back to our comic up here. You're that sergeant. You yell, "All right, decimal points, line up." And again, we have an issue with this first one. Our decimal points are not lined up. Therefore, this second one is what we need. Fill in that empty spot with a 0. And now we can go ahead and add 9 plus 0 is 9. 3 plus 7 is 10. We need to carry that 1. Finish it off. And we get 49 9/100. Compare that to our estimate. And we're looking good. The key to success when adding decimals, think of that comic. Line up those decimal points. Then add as you normally would.